Our next guest previously served as president at Polygon Labs and was also the head of gaming at YouTube. Now he's joining a unit of the Optimism Foundation. Joining us to discuss is Ryan Wyatt, the Chief Growth Officer of Optimism Unlimited. Ryan, welcome to the show.
Good morning. Thanks for having me. It's good to be back. It's been a little bit.
It really has, and congratulations on the new position.
Thank you so much. I'm excited. I'm on the road already. You can see I'm in the hotel room. You all had me up bright and early this morning. I'm ready to rock.
We love to get people up bright and early. All right, so from Polygon to Optimism, both are layer twos. Talk to us about the layer two race. What makes one layer two stand out above another?
No, it's a great question. I think it's a fun time to be a part of the Ethereum ecosystem and building. I think one thing we've all really come to the realization as far as those building an Ethereum ecosystem is that it's going to take a number of these, whether you call them dedicated app chains, L2s, whatever the case may be, to really scale this next wave of adoption that we all believe is coming. There's a new wave of a lot of developers that are building. There's been a lot of capital deployed across the app ecosystem, a lot of these apps that we haven't even seen yet. And so as we scale, we're going to need a lot of them. And so what does that mean? Well, how do these things start to speak to each other? How do they become interoperable so that you start to have these very seamless network experiences? I think for users, it's been tough. If you're not very crypto native, navigating the ecosystem hasn't been easy. And so we want to make that a lot easier. I think Optimism is best positioned to do that with the OP stack. You have, companies like Coinbase has chosen Optimism to build their stack with. So Base is a L2 that is built on the OP stack. And when these things start to speak with one another, you can see all these users come in and then be able to seamlessly work around these protocols. So I think point of entry is going to be really important. And what Optimism did with Coinbase was pretty critical, because I think a lot of us would agree that, a big funnel for crypto users coming in will be through Coinbase.
So why do you like Optimism more than Polygon?
Oh, I don't know if I would look at it that way. I spent the last decade at YouTube and Polygon, almost 2 years at Polygon. Loved my time there. I think it was really fun for me to get to build out, a team and organization at Polygon. I think the work that I did there speaks for itself. But Optimism is very special for a number of reasons. One, they are far ahead in what they've been able to do from a decentralization standpoint. So they have two different mechanisms, which I find to be fascinating. One is what they call retroactive public goods funding. And what that does is it puts out kind of a process for developers on what to build, and if they build that and they gain the right traction and activity, then they can be rewarded with OP tokens. This is decided by the community. I think this is what's a great part about it, because as we usher in this next age, we really need to keep moving forward genuine decentralization. We can't grow these large teams that are sitting on the protocol side, or else it's very disingenuous to the idea that we're going to have these networks that are truly owned by nobody. They're owned by the community. And Optimism made that a core part of their ethos, more than any other chain or protocol that I've seen. And so I think it makes them very special.
More than Polygon.
Polygon will get there. Yeah, Polygon will get there. I think it's part of.
When you told Polygon, were they upset? Were you like, haha, I'm leaving for your competitor now?
No, I love them. I give them all credit. Sandeep, very kind as part of the process. I hired a vast majority of that leadership team, and so it's all love.
So you poached? You poached their leadership team as well?
No, I hired a lot of the leadership team at Polygon.
Oh, at Polygon. I thought you poached them. I thought you were saying you poached them over at Optimism.
I'm on day two. Come on. I work fast, but not that fast.
Wow.
I'm only on day two. No, I love that team. I think very highly of the Polygon team. It has more about what's a fit for me, and I really like working with this Optimism team and where their heart's at. And I've been a builder. I started the YouTube gaming team. I built out a lot of Polygon. I'm excited to do the same thing at Optimism.
I want to draw on your experience from YouTube gaming. Are you hoping to bring game developers to the Optimism ecosystem? And if so, what's the value prop there?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, one area that we can improve a lot on for Optimism is gaming as a category. Look, my background, as you said, is in gaming. I love it. I think it's really a matter of focus. There's no technical limitations that's prohibiting Optimism from participating in this ecosystem. So I think it's about making sure that we make it a focus. A lot of where Optimism has done well has been even on social and identity. So things like FriendTech and Farcaster, all building inside of the OP ecosystem. So we're going to go after gaming, and that will be a big focus for us. It's a good time too, because if you think about the last couple of years, games in Web3 have been largely actually pretty rudimentary. If you think about the first iteration, they were almost these, financialized games that, didn't have best kind of optimized outcomes that you would want for. So I actually think this next iteration is primed for it. And I'm really excited to bring gaming to Optimism. It's a no-brainer for us.
When we talk about Web3 gaming, I think a lot of people automatically think about those financialized games. When you talk about the next iteration, what does that look like? What is it?
Yeah, well, they'll look at, honestly, it's such a broad spectrum. There are things like fully on-chain games where literally every activity that you're doing is actually on-chain. And then there will be parts of games that are only doing some of it, whether it's the marketplace, whether it's just membership passes, whatever they do. You could really run a variety of different outcomes for how you want games to look. I think the point it needs to be is that it's got to be games first. I think so much of it has been like the financialization aspect first in the game development, but you saw billions of dollars of capital come into specifically games, Web3 games. It takes years for games. So I think a lot of it is patience to see more of these, better thought out games, better produced games. And so they're coming, they're on the horizon, they're going to be happening across the ecosystem. And look, that's just good for the space. I think we all are in an era now, and out of our learnings is like we need to root for each other and champion each other, because we just want developer adoption and we want to start seeing these things succeed. And games will be in prime time, I think, in 2024.
So what does the space look like right now, though, between, let's say, between Optimism and Polygon? As you said, you helped build that team. What's the current landscape like?
Yeah, I think in
terms of market share and revenue, et cetera.
Market share and revenue is so nascent to have to like put too much of an emphasis on this. I think the real thing that everyone needs to focus on that are L2 solutions is, look, we've got to scale this thing. And, one chain like a mainnet is not going to do it because there will be congestion. So it's like this, accepting the fact that we're going to need a lot of L2s in order to do this and how you connect these across the ecosystem. So that's got to be the focus. It's not going to be a developer issue. Like, there are so many great developers. There's so much capital out there still for those developers, despite what, public might say. And so it's going to be making sure that these user journeys of people that are going to come in and use these apps, that it's seamless, that it's easy, because it hasn't been, right? And like, that's what all of us need to be focusing on.
The big conversation around all of these ecosystems is mainstream adoption. I believe we spoke about it on the show during your time at Polygon Labs. Starbucks started their NFT-based loyalty program. Any big partnerships in the works for Optimism with mainstream brands like Starbucks?
Look, I think my MO. So I'm sure there will be some in the in the iron, but can't share anything right now, but expect us to work with developers of all sizes, right? Like, I think the beauty of it is you don't know where the next breakout's going to come from. It is not a guarantee that it's some large enterprise or Fortune 500 company or whatever the case may be. I think it can come from all different shapes and sizes. Yes, you have a company like Coinbase that picks Optimism to choose to build their base network on. And so that's Fortune 500 adoption. You'll see more of it in the future. But yeah, we're going to work with all sizes, and that'll be fun. So yeah, I think keep your eyes peeled. Sure, we'll be on talking more.
We'd love to have you back, Ryan. We're going to have to wrap it there. Thanks so much, and congratulations again on the new role.
Thanks so much. It was good seeing you both. Have a great day today.
See you soon.
That was Ryan Wyatt, Chief Growth Officer of Optimism Unlimited.